You know, like we know that Muslims, they made a lot of videos trying to defend the Quran. Like as an example, Mimi Hijab, he made many hours videos, and the purpose is to make, or let us say to refute, you know, the mistakes in the Quran. But if you check, you will see how funny and how silly it is. And he made a list about them, like what he is exactly is, you know, is refuting, you know. So you will see here, did the Prophet say the earth sit on the back of a whale? You know, did the Prophet say that?
Today, inshallah, we're going to be talking about one of the most specious claims that has come out of this science error narrative, which is this claim that there's a hadith of the Prophet which supposedly says that the earth is on the back of a whale, and the whale is on the back of is balancing on some kind of a rock or something to this effect. And this hadith is fabricated. I mean, I don't want to waste too much time on this video.
Fabricated. This hadith is fabricated.
Just to be honest with you, this hadith is absolutely weak in it.
Hold on. How it is weak and fabricated in the same time? Do you know, this guy, he claimed that he is studying and how now he have a PhD. Do you know the difference between weak and fabricated? Do you see how stupid he is? Weak is not fabricated. You cannot say fabricated and weak in this. And weak is something have a grade, but they are not sure how authentic it is. Fabricated doesn't have a grade at all. Fabricated is fabricated. You throw it out. So this guy, he's like Sheikh Uthman, you know, the different, he speak Arabic. He have books behind him, he can read it. But he don't know the difference between weak and fabricated. Fabricated is not even, it's not going to be there, you know. But when we say the hadith, it's like saying A, B, C, D. All right? When we say D, it doesn't mean it's gone. You know? So A is authentic, B is good, C is weak, D is very weak, let us say. So this idiot, this is the easiest way to solve the problem, to say this hadith is fabricated. But then in the same time, he said something the opposite. He says fabricated. And in the top of that, when you say fabricated, you Muslims, you fabricate stories about your Prophet. Why? It's in your book. Why you Muslims are fabricating stories? Why you do that, you know?
It's sanad, it's chain, and weak in its content. It's what it's saying. If you look at the sanad, let's start with that. The chain of narration, we'll know that it has in it Abdullah bin Wahab, it has in it Abdullah bin Ayyash, it has in it Daraj bin Sam'an, it has in it Abdullah ibn Sulaiman al-Tawil, and all of those individuals, all of them, without exception, are weak narrators.
And you know, when you say weak narrators, are they liars? What weak? I mean, do you see how stupid this cult is? And they say to us, Islam is a preserved. So is Islam is based on the Quran only, or on what Muhammad said? They would say in what Quran and Muhammad said. So if what Muhammad said is not preserved, then Islam is not preserved. And all those names you say to me, all their names start with Muhammad, and your name is Muhammad Hijab. What a coincidence. And all of them, they are liars according to you. And as long they are known to be liars to those who collected the hadith, why they write the hadith? Huh? Are they known to be liars only for you? Or those who wrote the books are the scholars? They are the one who knows. So if they are liars, why we write their books? Why we say they say this and that, you know? It's just a stupid argument, you know, the duct tape.
In fact, Ibn Kathir mentions in his Bidayah wa Nihaya at the beginning and the end.
See, you know, the Quran said that the Quran supposedly was attacking the Christians. And it says that the Christian and the Jews, They took their monks and their rabbis as gods instead of Allah and the Messiah. But who is the one really take his scholars as God instead of Allah? The Muslims. Look what he did. Muhammad said versus Ibn Kathir said. And look at the translation, guys. Look at the Muslim translation. This is the Quran, which is clear. The Arabic is not even 10 words. The translation is 100. You can't even read it all, you know. So they took their monks and their rabbis as their lords, as their God, instead of Allah and the Messiah. So who is the one who go and say Ibn Kathir said? Ibn Kathir, he came hundreds of years after Muhammad. How you take what Ibn Kathir say for something Muhammad said? I mean, do you see how weird those people are? So the easiest way, do you remember this little girl, her name Fifi? CP. It doesn't say that, CP. First of all, this hadith reported from Shushu. Shushu told Mumu. Mumu told Kuku. Kuku is very well known to be a liar. Here we go, we solved the problem. That's it. Kuku is liar. We find Kuku in the hadith. As long as there is a Kuku, and every hadith is embarrassing, it is Kuku. If the hadith is something will make Islam look sound good, there's no cuckoo there. No cuckoo, no kokoruku, you know, it's perfect, you know, like, wow, this is amazing hadith, you know. If the hadith is da'if and the hadith sound and look good for them, even if the hadith is horrible, I mean, as let us say, as narration, like evidence of who mentioned, that hadith will be accepted immediately, right? But we have to find cuckoo. And who's the cuckoo near? All of them, their name is Muhammad. Look at the names of the cuckoo. The ones who they are well known to be liars.
Ayyash, Hazan al-Daraj al-Sam'an, Hazan Abdullah ibn Sulaiman al-Tawil, and all of those individuals, all of them, without exception, are weak.
All of them. All of them, they are liars.
Narrators. And in fact, Ibn Kathir mentions in his Bidayah wa Nihaya at the beginning and the end that this is a fabrication that is taken from the Israeliyat, from the...
Here we go. We took it from the Jews. Hold on. When somebody says, we took it from the Jews, I mean, you Muslims, let us say it's not Muhammad who took it from the Jews. But why the Muslims will take stories from the Jews and put it in their books? Same time, those stories cannot be found in the books of the Jews. So those obviously stories are, you know, fairy tale stories they tell to the kids, like the story of the ant. Why you don't say this is from the Jews too? The story of the ant speaking to Solomon, this is from the legend of the Jews. But you don't dare to say it's weak because it's clear in the Quran. It's Quran. But we know that this is a story coming from the Jews. The Jews. How the Jews can put stories there? What happened to you Muslims, the one who protect the faith? What happened to the Mujahideen? So the fighters for Allah. Oh, by the way, I don't wanna forget that this guy talking about him and the Muslims, they have an army to kill the Christians. Look at this video.
Prepare for them what you can from strength and from horses that you will terror.
Just to show you how stupid your prophet is, they say to you that Islam for every time. So prepare for them horses. Okay, bring your horses.
You will terrorize.
You will terrorize. Who is terrorizing who? You stupid idiot. You keep crying about Gaza, that the Muslims in Gaza are hiding under the ground. You are going to terrorize who? You terrorize, you know, you attack a bus, you know, you groom girls. You are wicked people. You are just as stupid. You are wicked coward. You are talking about war and army and jihad, but you never did any of that. Who is holding you? Look at you. Why you don't go and join the Mujahideen in Gaza so you can die for the sake of Allah? You don't dare. You're enjoying those food in front of you, taking their money and taking girls to the hotel, opening their garage. You're working plumber, but for different plumbing.
Frighten and terrorize the Adu Allah.
You know, you remind me of your prophet when he was running and his tail between his legs, going all the way to a Christian king in Ethiopia, bowing down to him and asking for asylum. Yeah, you know.
Huh? The enemies of Allah and your enemies. I will, subhanAllah, I will put fear and terror in the hearts of the enemy.
Well, this is a proof that this is not true, because your enemy defeated you, and they are defeating you every day.
سألقي في قلوب الذين كفروا الرعب terror. فاضربوا فوق الأعناق. Hit them above the necks.
Yeah. Yeah.
واضربوا منهم كل بنان, and cut their fingers.
See, this is Islam, the faith in Muhammad. Cut their fingers. And then they say Islam is not against terrorism. And you know, like this guy, if he come to America, he will be arrested, by the way. But he's enjoying this stupid England government. You know, this government is wicked. Everybody in this country as a government is really wicked. Those lefty are the most stupid people. For a speech like this is a speech of terrorism. I mean, it's obvious, you know. So he's talking about what? Talking about killing people today. He's not talking about what happened in the past. He's saying this is what we would do today.
Why do you think that? Because they can't fight. You disable is a very intelligent way. You cut their hand,
You know, when you hear this guy, he never have a gun in his hand. When you hear him, you think that guy is a warrior. He served in the army. You know, I mean, just a potato. Go do striptease in the front of the Chinese embassy.
Then Allah is telling you how to fight. SubhanAllah, if you notice, He's giving you the moves. And the most important move, فَضْرِبُوا مِنْهُمْ فَوْقَ كُلَّ بَنَانٍ فَضْرِبُوا فَوْقَ الْأَعْنَاقِ. Go for the one-touch kill. Yeah. فَإِذَا لَقِيتُمُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا فَضَرْبُوا الرِّقَابِ. Surah Muhammad. If you see the ones that فَضَرْبُوا الرِّقَابِ, this keeps coming up. Either hit the neck, or hit above the neck, which is, some say, al-ras.
Son of Mut'a, coward. Just come to America and practice what you say, you son of Mut'a. Let us see who is the coward. Just come here. We continue with this potato.
Kind of tales of the Judeo-Christian tradition of those individuals.
Tale of Judeo-Christians? The Judeo-Christians believe that the earth is in the top of a wheel? Where we can find that? Which chapter in the Bible? Judeo-Christian, guys, this is Judeo-Christians. That's a good one. This is a Judeo-Christian, huh? I was wondering it's coming from where, you know, like where, you know, I turn my head, turn it down, turn it around. Oh, what I can see, a striptease guy in the front of the embassy. Right? Have you seen David Wood last video? Somebody told me about. Is that the one he says he is going to move from his house? Is that the one? Well, I think David Wood is not being, this is his business, but he is not being smart. Because even if you want to move out, you don't go and make a video. Guys, I'm moving out, chase me. Same time, you just told them that it work. What they are doing, it work. It's not what he's supposed to aim. If you are saying to them, it doesn't matter what you do, then you don't move. And if you want to move, you don't go and make a video about it. You move. So it's not a smart. It's not a smart video. Right? Move. Do you need to tell everybody in town? So now they will start looking for a new address. Let them think that this is your address. But what he can say, I mean, I'm not, I'm not his dad to tell him what to do. He's a grown man. He's an old man, not even a kid. So this is his business. All right. Same time, if somebody really wanna do something to you, as long as they know about you from long time ago, where you live, etc. I mean, why they were going to wait? What we do is very dangerous. We know that, right? And always you have to be ready for it. He's a problem. He have a problem that he is a convicted felon, so he cannot hold weapon. So he have only to use, his wife, she can get a license for guns, etc. He should move to an area, to a state where there's conservative Christians there, and he will have, in case something happen, he will have some backup. All right. He is wanting money to move. Well, I mean, I don't know. All this money they make from donation, where it goes, I don't know. I don't want to get in this. People, they do whatever they want. But for me, everyone when I move, go fund me. Right? That's not, for me, this is not right, This can be true if you are not collecting chat, donation and Patreon, and they are selling stuff, and anyway, none of my business. But if you want to move, should not tell, and because now they will notice, oh, okay, it worked. We scared the guy, Let them come to me. Let the son of Mutah get close to me. We live once, we die once. Either we live as men or we die as men. And we will never die as cowards. Your enemy is your fear. And the Muslim, then you see this guy, this son of Mutah, is talking about terror. He's talking about terror, right? Because they cannot win. Even a fight, even a normal fight, they cannot win. They are talking about terror. Terror is something you do to terrify civilians, So this wicked cult, they depend on your fear. And they win only when you have fear. If they notice that nobody have fear and doesn't matter what they do, come to us. All right? So either we believe that we are martyr for our mission and we are willing to take it happily, or we are a bunch of cowards and we cannot handle it. This is why I will never care really how many Muslims they threaten me every day. Let them come. Bring the best you have. We will send you to Allah. Free shipping and handling. Good? Anyway, for sure we support, me myself, I support every Christian. And if the Muslims, they hurt any Christians, we will respond to that by even more harmful. For me, I promise the Muslim to make a special book, just a mockery of Muhammad if they hurt any one of his family, him or his family, just for his sake. This is a promise from me. I will make a book, a mockery book. And this book will stay forever and will be in Amazon. I will make a comedy book. And trust me, I'm a Christian prince. I have all the laundry of Muhammad. So you heard this man or his family or his kids, I will do everything in my hand to get even. We don't, you know, for sure the one who tried to hurt him, he will be busted too. And we are deporting people left and right, you know. That will be a good thing anyway. So be careful, you know, any Christian you hurt, any of those who they are exposing Islam, we stand together. Maybe we have differences, but you hurt any one of us, you hurt us all. And we will make your prophet shish kebab. All right? The price will be very high. Yeah. Actually, I'm the first one who made a cartoon about Muhammad. Go check it out. Long time ago. Cost me a lot of, at that time, that money I spent for it, it was a lot of money. It's not like now, you know, you can make cartoons so easy. Now you can make like a movie from real people, you know. It take you a few hours. Right? Anyway. Yeah. Let us continue with this guy trying to defend his prophet's statement about the earth and the top of a wheel.
Just from that tradition. So this is something which is absolutely fabricated. It's weak in chain. It's weak in narration. It's weak in content. Because no doubt this is some kind of mythological hadith. But why can't you find something like this in the Quran? This is really interesting. I mean, it's so easy for everybody.
Look at this stupid idiot. How come you cannot find something like this in the Quran? We have in the Quran. We have more horrible stuff in the Quran. Like, what about this in the Quran? What about this? Huh? How come we cannot find this in the Quran? And then what you Muslims do? You start adding words to the Quran to make it sound different. So you add like it appeared to Dzulkarnain, he thought it is, but nowhere it says that. Until he reached the sitting place of the sun, he found it sitting in a spring of black muddy water. You don't find this in the Quran? Is this a fairy tale story? Or it's obvious. He reached the sitting place of the sun. Isn't it obvious what it says? He reached the. It's not that in the time of the sunset he did this. No, it says he reached the sitting place of the sun. I mean the word is so clear, right? He reached the sitting place of the sun. Where is that? Where we can find the sitting place of the sun? Can you give us the map? Huh? Give us the map where the sun set in a sitting place, and he found near it. And how in the world this is a muddy spring? Like if you go actually in this video here, in his video, I think he talked about it. Let us see. Sunset, sun. Does this Quran? Huh? There we go.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be tackling.
You know, you think when you act like this, like that make it, you know, it's like making, you know, this would remind me of those, you know, journalists in the street. They teach them that you don't talk cold. You need to make it excitement, like, you know, like something happened behind you. So you have, now here, there was a flood, and you know, like you have to be, as if something happened right now in front of you. Like you have to be excited so people, they will get attention, you know, and it's more exciting news. It's not just, now there was a flood here, you know. So you have, now here, in this area, there was a flood, and etc. So, you know, it's part of the business, and he's trying to do that. Okay, so.
That some of these anti-Islamic apologists have tried to put forth. One that stipulates or that asserts, we could say,
is almost going to come out. I mean, look how much the act is not working. Almost he's coming from behind the table, he will jump.
That the Quranic representation of cosmology is one that says that the sun, it sets into a murky water spring. And why did they say that? Because of a verse in Surah Al-Kahf, chapter 18 of the Quran, with Dzulkarnain.
Remember the previous story about the whale, the earth in the top of the whale? He said, how come we cannot find this in the Quran, right? Now we have a story in the Quran. How they defend it? Watch.
One of the protagonists, one of the characters of the Quran, he goes to a certain destination and then he says that he sees the sun, wajada تغرب في عين حامئة, that he saw the sun setting in a muddy spring. And they say this shows, because it's very clear in the Quran, they would argue that this shows that the sun, according to the Quranic cosmology, yes, is setting in a spring of murky water. Let's look at what the Mufassirun, the exegetes.
So guys, you see, again, how they solve the problem? Let us go to Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir, we are talking about someone in the 12th, 13th century. We are not talking about somebody is coming like, you know, from the old days of Muhammad. Why you don't say to me what Muhammad said? How come the Muslims, look at this, this mouth. Why you don't say the Prophet say, the Prophet, he explained it? How come you say you go to someone, exists long time? Let us see, I'm guessing, who is going to be the one he will go to? Let us see.
Of the Quran, a full-time have said. Look at Baydawi, look at Ibn Kathir, look at Ibn...
All right. Let us go and see what Ibn Kathir would say. Do you accept Ibn Kathir? Do you accept Ibn Kathir? They will not accept Ibn Kathir. The second we show them what is in Ibn Kathir, they will say, we don't accept Ibn Kathir. They are wicked, they are coward, they are liars. You see, you notice he showed nothing in the screen. Do you notice that? They make a speech. If we check, okay, if we check, what will happen? What about you show us the one you mentioned their names? And even those, what those have to do with explaining the Quran anyway? Because those people, they came long after education became way better, and people, they knew that this is stupid. So Ibn Kathir in his time, he is just the same as YouTuber today, trying to fix it. But if we go to Ibn Kathir, you will see that Ibn Kathir will make it. Why he did not mention At-Tabari? Did he mention At-Tabari? Hold on, did he mention At-Tabari? Let's see. Go.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be tackling a contention that some of these anti-Islamic apologists have tried to put forth. One that stipulates, or that asserts, we could say, that the Quranic presentation of cosmology is one that says that the sun, it sets into a murky water spring. And why do they say that? Because of a verse in Surah Al-Kahf, chapter 18 of the Quran, with Dzulkarnain, one of the protagonists, one of the characters of the Quran. He goes to a certain destination and then he says that he sees the sun, wajada تغرب في عين حامئة, that he saw the sun setting in a muddy spring. And they say this shows, because it's very clear in the Quran, they would argue that this shows that the sun, according to the Quranic cosmology, yes, is setting in a spring of murky water. Now let's look at what the Mufassirun, the exegetes of the Quran, aforetime have said. Look at Baydawi, look at Ibn Kathir, look at Ibn Taymiyyah. Even though he didn't do like a tafsir of the Quran, but he mentions this by mentioning that all the spheres of the falak are mustadira or spherical, and Qurtubi actually mentions in his tafsir that this, because obviously he was preaching, or his homiletic type of exegesis was also being preached to a non-Arab audience, and a lot of individuals that didn't understand that the word wajada could actually mean it's perspectival, it's from the perspective of the individual. He said this is obviously not talking about the sun.
Just to show you that this guy is a liar. He said Al-Qurtubi, right? This is Al-Qurtubi. This is the official government website of Saudi Arabia. And this is Al-Qurtubi. What it says? Read with me. Read with me, Allah. He mentioned Al-Qurtubi. This is Al-Qurtubi.
When the sun reached its setting point, he found it setting in a muddy spring. Ibn Asim, Amir, Hamza, and Al-Kisai read it as Hamaya, meaning hot. The others read it as Hamia, meaning full of mud, which is black clay. One says, the well became muddy, with a silent A,
See?
when its mud was removed. And the well became muddy, with a vowel A, when its mud increased. It is also possible that Hamaya is derived from Hamia with the Hamza softened and changed to a Ya. Both readings can be combined, meaning it was both hot and muddy.
See?
Abdullah ibn Amr said, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, looked at the sun when it set and said, this is the blazing fire of God. Were it not for what restrains it by God's command, it would burn everything on earth. Ibn Abbas said, my father recited it to me as the messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, recited it to him, in a muddy spring. Muawiyah said, it is Hamaya, hot. Abdullah ibn Amr ibn Al said, then I am with the commander of the faithful. So they made Ka'b their judge and said, O Ka'b, how do you find this in the Torah? He said, I find that it sets in a black spring, thus agreeing with Ibn Abbas.
Guys, do you see what it says? This guy, he asked him, do you find this in the Torah? Obviously he's lying. He said, yes, it says it's set in the black spring. Ibn Abbas, he agreed. This is what Al-Qurtubi is saying. It's in front of you. And the Quran says it clearly. This is not about an ocean. Ibn Kathir, he says, like he said, Ibn Kathir says this is one the ocean. What ocean? It says a spring. It says a spring, spring, spring. And do the ocean have a black, muddy, hot, boiling water? So there's no ocean. There's no ocean is not like that. So it is clear. Like if he mentioned the ocean, how we would say. Secondly, it says he found it, not he thought. Is Allah correcting the guy or confirming the guy? It is Allah who's talking supposedly. It's Allah who's saying he found it. You see the word found? Fifi, if you remember, he made a video. Let me see. And that is a video I made, respond to them and make them all cry. Watch this video and laugh. Even when they defend, they make poo-poo.
Assalamu alaikum, my fellow flat earthers. Today we're going to be going...
Absolutely, the Quran said the earth is flat. Your God, he come down every third part of the night, asking who is worshipping me. Go.
Through one of the most problematic, shocking, and...
Let us go to the time he start refuting. All right.
Found it setting in a spring of dark mud, and he found near it a people. The sun goes there for a bath after the day, I guess. Many Muslim apologists of our time try to argue that the Quran verse is misunderstood, or was just mistranslated. That's absolutely not true, but stay with me and see how they do that. The first way of making the Quran not look too embarrassing is to corrupt it, and to make it correct again. If you search on Google for this Quran verse, you will likely land on Quran.com, which features the Sahih International translation of this verse. In that translation, you will see that they added something that doesn't exist. The verse suddenly says that he found it as if it was setting in a muddy spring. See how they lie to you?
Exactly.
Ivan is correct in saying that this is an addition to the text. However, it is not a corruption. The advance seems...
Guys, addition to the Quran is not a corruption. If Allah, your God, did not say as if How you add it? You add it to defend, to duct tape.
To not be aware that the inclusion of brackets is an indication.
So what if it's a bracket? It's indication. So I can add now indication, I can add a bracket. Isn't it Allah, He made the Quran clear? So you are saying to me, Allah, He should put as if, but the if Allah, He do not know about it. Allah, He forgot. Why Allah don't put that as if? Isn't it, this is the book you say, it's amazing, it's explained by itself, and Allah, He says in the Quran, we made this book so clear. And now it turned to be, we need to put as if, otherwise things will go wrong.
That the word as if were not in the original text. Had this been an intentional corruption of the text, the brackets would not have been included in the first place. To be honest.
Well, hold on. When you say this is not what the Quran is saying, aren't you adding things to the Quran? When the Quran did not say what you are saying? When you add something, will change the meaning. Isn't it obvious corruption?
This has nothing to do with the video. I'm just going out of my way to show that Ron doesn't seem to have any idea of the basics.
Here we come to number 2 of those apologists.
This has nothing to do with the video, by the way. It's he don't know the basic. He don't know between two brackets is not really from the original. No, we know. Potato. But why you put it there? Who allow you to put it there? And in the same time, when you do that, you are saying that Allah should put it there. Because if we did not put it there, the Quran will look so bad. So you are correcting your God, adding what is not there, because your God, He made His word short. He missed it. He jumped on it.
Many say that the translation is simply not clear, and that you need to read in a context, that the word used for finding it actually describes the situation only from Dzulkarnain's perspective, not as a general truth. So when the Quran first here says, he found it setting in a muddy spring, it means that he saw it that way, not that the sun actually sets in a muddy spring. First off, as a lover of linguistics, I have to say that that's absolute garbage.
But let's see what he has to say about the linguistics.
But in order to refute such apologetics, I can do 3 things. Look at other translations.
That won't be necessary. We are in agreement that the words as if do not exist in the text.
So the question without as if, what the text will be? As long we agree that as if is not there, so what the text will be?
Compare the words to other verses.
Good, we could do that.
And use common sense.
Oh boy, well, there are so many witty retorts that I can make, but it's so easy that it feels like cheating.
If you want to look at the word used here for finding is wajada, which means he found it. Wajada means he found. Now, we don't even have to go far. The same word is used again in the same verse. When it says, he found near it a people. He found here is wajada. It's the exact same word. So is this as if now? He didn't really find those people. It was only as if he found those people.
Well, Ridvan, you fail to realize the term wajada isn't always used to refer to a physical reality. If you go 9 verses back, this will become...
But you stupid idiot. Here we are talking about physical, not about spiritual. So you stupid again. Yes, wajada can be, I can say, I found somebody is sad. But still in English, In English you say, I found him sad, I found him angry, I found him... So found is reporting something real. Not fiction, not I thought. So you see how stupid? So he's trying to say this is not about something physical. No, it's about physical. The sun is physical. The spring of water is physical. The murky water, murky body, all is physical. Sitting place of the sun is physical. You see how, and he's talking like a gay,
Not quite clear. Notice this verse, speaking of Musa and his companion finding a wall that was about to collapse. The Arabic states, فَوَجَدَ فِيهَا جِدَارًا يُرِيدُ أَنْ يَنْقَض. Now, the literal Ridvanian translation would be, they found a wall that wanted to collapse. In other words, the wall literally wanted to kill itself.
How silly and how stupid you are. You just mentioned that he found a wall, and this is the topic. Here, yuridu an yunqad mean that the wall is almost coming down. It's not about the wall is jumping. You see how stupid silly they try to change the topic. So he changed the topic from talking about this word wajada. So he found a physical wall. Is this wall physical? Yes. The rest we don't care for it. The rest is describing that this wall as if it is going to jump, which means to fall down. It's just a language, yes, but the word wajada is about a wall which is real. And this is in the same chapter. And when I made a video refuting them and getting them busted, they got so upset, and then they make a 100 video refuting Christian Prince. Lie number 1, lie number 2, lie number 3. And when we offer him to call him or call me, lie number 100, I meet you only face to face. So look how the verse you gave me, you idiot, it says he found a wall. Is this wall real? Yes. So you stupid, you shot your God in the foot. The Muslim Abdul, every Abdul is a stupid. He tried to fix it, he make it blind. You know? All this word, wajada, yajidu, etc. All of this is about finding a fact, not you think. All right? As an example here, chapter 4, this is a verse we use a lot. If this do not they consider the Quran, had it been from other than Allah, they would surely have found therein much contradiction. Where is the word found? Here. Is the word found fictional? No. Wajada. You see it? Stupid. So, is it here he thought? Or they will find for sure? So, they would surely have found contradictions. And the same word repeated all over the Quran. وَجَدْتَهُمْ سَتَجِدُونَ لَا يَجِدُونَ, etc. So always the word wajada, like فَلَمْ تَجِدُوا. So if you could not find water, if you touch women, this is about prayer. If you don't touch women, because in Islam women are equal to dogs, or shit, and you could not find water, what is the word there? Wajada, tajidu. This is the same as wajada, by the way. Tajidu is like about your group, you know, a group of people. Wajada is about the past. Tajidu, now, you find now. So, if you could not find water to perform, see? You see the word find? Is that a fictional find? No. So they are desperate trying to find a solution. But the same verse he posed for us is a proof as Quran is stupid. And then not only that, this guy, the potato, he tried to change the topic. So he made a cartoon. Look at this.
Yes, the wall had struggled for so long. Struggled with paying the bills.
See how stupid you are? The Quran, he's making fun of the Quran, by the way. The Quran says that Al-Khadr, he found the wall. Is this wall is true? This is the question. It's about finding the wall, not about the wall when it jump. So he could not refute. He changed the topic to talk, yes. Yes. The wall. The wall is going to jump. Abdul have a hump. He forgot what the topic. That's about he found. And yes, he found the wall. And the wall is going to jump. So let us jump in the topic from finding a wall for real to make it a mockery. And for sure we'll accuse Israel. Silly.
Years of not receiving the respect it deserves. Finally, it had come to a conclusion that there was only one way out.
Yes.
Don't do it, Wall.
This will remind me of your prophet. He tried to commit suicide many times. I can show you the Hadith. Rumble is not working. Yeah, what we can do, I think I forgot to activate it. Sorry. Tell them to come here, please. Tell them to come here. Yeah, if it's not working, let's see. Yeah, I think I forgot. You see the problem with this Rumble, each time I have to go live, I have to go and click to make it activated. So I obviously I forgot. I apologize. All right. So tell them to come here. So you see, guys, they cannot answer. They try to make mockery. What does have to do with the topic? So he found the wall. Is the wall as if? You see how stupid? They have low IQ. Did he find the wall? Yes. So they switch to mockery mode to avoid the problem. And they think by this they answer, you know. They think, oh, we answered him. Here we go. We changed the topic from he found a wall to the wall is going to jump. You think the wall is going to jump? Who cares about the wall now? We care that he found the wall physically for real. The same he found the sun sitting in a spring of murky water. And then those potatoes, not only their poo-poo became big and bigger. Look what he says. Just to show you how stupid those people are. He is the one who quoted this hadith for us. Read with me.
Narrated by Abu Dhar. I was sitting behind the messenger.
This is here, you know, and I actually, the one who quoted this hadith is Apostle Prophet, but Fifi will agree. He will agree. Just wait.
Of Allah, who was riding a donkey while the sun was setting. He asked, do you know where this sits? I replied, Allah and His Apostle know best. He said, it sets in a spring of warm water.
Notice, when Mimi Hijab, he tried to refute, he quote everybody, but he don't quote what his prophet said. And this is authentic. It's authentic. What Fifi will say, it's daif.
Advanced Hadith is a shortened form. The full version can be found in Muslim Bazaar. The report says that the sun goes into a muddy spring and then prostrates under the throne of Allah. Soon I'll explain why the first part of the Hadith, which speaks of a muddy spring, is a false attribution to the Prophet, peace be upon him.
Guys, the Quran says muddy spring, the Hadith say muddy spring. This is false attribute to Muhammad. Can you believe it? It matched perfectly with what the Quran is saying. It's a false attribute. That means the Quran is a false attribute too.
On him.
This hadith can indeed be traced back to Muhammad, because the transmission between the people who reported this hadith has been authenticated. This is actually the definition of sahih or authentic in hadith terminology. But, because the Quran verse is an example of how you sound when you learn basic science from 7th century Arabs, Muslim scholars don't want to take this hadith at face value and therefore only call it sahih in transmission, in chain. Some add explanations like, well, someone in the transmission was not a reliable person. Sorry, no.
You are going to give a lesson in Hadith sciences, Ya Divan?
You gay, you gay. You talk like a gay potato. You. Yo.
Okay, let me show you how this is done.
Show us.
Prophet peace be upon him narrated the Hadith to Abu Dhar. Abu Dhar narrated to Yazid bin Sharik. Yazid narrated to Ibrahim. Now pay attention. الأعمى
Pay attention. We will find you cuckoo.
يونس هارون بن سعد موسى بن المسيب and عبد الأعلى التيمي all narrated the same hadith without mentioning anything about the sun going into a spring.
Let us say this is true. So, did your prophet, he mentioned that once in his lifetime? And isn't it possible that this guy Abu Dharr, he mentioned the hadith multi-time to people before he died, and he is the one, once he reported everything, and once he takes a shortcut. However, Fifi, he will say to you this hadith is not accepted no more because he found somebody he don't like. But look what he will do later. And again, he's making mockery. Look at this, Ashir. This cartoon is perfect.
Addition is correct. That would mean that the sun, at the end of a long day, soaks into a muddy spring. Now, please ignore the fact that our artist placed the murky spring in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Anyways, while the sun
See, ignore the fact that it's the Pacific Ocean because the Quran says a spring of water.
is bathing, it finds the throne of God under the water.
Just to show you how stupid you are. The throne of God is above the water, you donkey. And this is what your hadith says. Let us show you. So the sun goes every day from the east to the west and take a bath, yes, in a spring of murky water. And what and where? Under the throne of Allah. And where's the throne of Allah? Read with me. And that will explain everything. Are you going to say to me this is weak? Huh? And the funny is that Allah's throne is on the water and Shaitan's throne is on the water. Do you see it? Above the water. All those references. This is al-Bukhari. Where is the throne of Allah? Is above the water. Can we say al-Bukhari is lying? Oh, we will find cuckoo in al-Bukhari. And that explains where the sun goes, according to the understanding of the madman Muhammad, that the sun goes every day and prostrate under Allah's throne and go in a murky boiling spring, for Allah's throne is above that spring. All right? So it is clear that Allah's throne is above the water. And we have tons of reference about that. It's not only here, you know, this is repeated many times. Like here, you know. Can you deny that? His throne is over the water. And this is again al-Bukhari. Are you going to say al-Bukhari is a liar? Normal tactic of the Muslims. They cannot refute, they make mockery. They switch to mockery in order to avoid the embarrassment. And then this Abdul, in order to fix it, he make it even more worse. How? Listen.
It's a bombastic coincidence that such a Quran verse and such a Hadith both exist.
Actually, it wouldn't be a coincidence. The addition in the Hadith is due to the narrator's misunderstanding of the Quranic verse and that
misunderstanding. So the companion of Muhammad, they live with him. You see how stupid this guy? He's trying to fix it. He just said that the narrator of the hadith have misunderstanding. So the one who accompany Muhammad, they always understand it in the way he said it, not the way somebody will come 10th century after to add as if. You notice? They shot their prophet in the balls.
Then adding it into the hadith. But please do go on.
Then we could take an alternative and see this. Narrated by Abu Dharr. Once I was with the Prophet in the mosque at sunset time. The Prophet said, "Oh Abu Dharr, do you know where the sun sets?" I replied, "Allah and His Apostle know best." Again, you shouldn't have said that. He said, it goes and prostrates underneath Allah's throne.
First of all, yes, this is the correct hadith.
Guys, look at this hadith. This potato, he just agreed with this hadith. But this hadith proved Muhammad to be false too. Because according to Muhammad, the sun goes every day from the east to the west. So he supposedly now he's smart. This one alone, as long as the Muslims agree, the ones who keep saying this is weak and this is daif, this alone is enough to prove Muhammad is a fraud. Do you know where the sun set? The question is clear. I replied, Allah and his apostle knows best. He said it goes. So did Muhammad make it clear that the sun goes and set? Yes. And he agreed this is correct. But this is again proof that Muhammad is a false prophet. He claimed that his God taught him this. But we know that this can't be from God.
It is the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, as we can see, and it clearly conflicts with the verse that speaks of Dzulkarnain's perception.
How that is conflict? And where is the word perspective? Guys, it's conflict. It says the sun goes under Allah's throne. How that conflict? The sun goes. In the Quran, he found where the sun goes to. He found the sitting place of the sun. So those two potatoes, they are trying their best to fix it. But who can fix it? Nobody. No one.
The words of the Prophet, peace be upon him, are clear.
Clear.
And it is quite obvious that he's speaking of a reality.
It's a reality. The sun goes every day under Allah's throne. It's a reality. So at the time of the sunset, do you know where the sun goes? It's reality. This is reality, brother. I mean, do you know how low IQ they have? This is reality that the sun goes every day. Right? No, and here, we have the issue of a spring of water too. Like, first of all, the one who's talking is Allah. It's not even the guy. You see, the guy here in the Quran is not talking. Not a single time he's talking. If you go in the beginning here, you will see it says, and they are asking you about Dzulkarnain. They are asking you about it? Okay, I will tell you some about it. Who's talking? Allah. So the one who's speaking is Allah. So when he say, he found it, is Allah confirming a mistake, saying it's a mistake, or he is saying he found it, which means he found it? He's speaking about the glory he gave him. Is the glory he gave him? He gave him from every mean, which means knowledge, everything. Read carefully. From every mean. So is that from the every mean that he think that the sun set in the water? Which means he's stupid. So he keep going until, who's talking? Allah. The guy is not talking. This is Alexander the Great, by the way. This is other fictions of Islam. This is a story written by a person from Syria, and he is making a fictional story about the same as many fiction movies you see today. They bring you a real name person, a king or etc., and they make a movie about it, and they add event and they add the stories. This is a fictional story. Muhammad took it, he put it in. So they ask him, if you are a prophet, you should know this. Tell us about Dzulkarnain. Muhammad did not know much. He told them, give me some time. Allah told him, according to Muhammad, they are asking you? Okay, let me tell you. And this is what happened now. Go, so we can laugh.
Perception, Ridvan, get it through your skull that the Prophet, peace be upon him, refutes your understanding of the verse.
He refutes your understanding. The sun goes every day.
He refutes it. Not a 21st century Muslim scholar.
See?
He,
He.
the prophet,
Yes.
refutes it.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Now that we've gotten all that muddy spring stuff out of the way, we can
How the muddy spring is gone? It's in the Quran. You stupid, it's in the Quran. How we get it away? So we have it in the Hadith. And imagine the Hadith which match the Quran is fabricated. And the Hadith which does not match the Quran is the correct one. Go.
finally discuss the meaning of this hadith. Ridwan sees this hadith as silly because of what he projects upon the Prophet, peace be upon him. In his mind, the son probably grew a pair of hands and legs in order to prostrate.
Just to show you how stupid you are. The Quran speak, Allah is offering the following. You know, when they make mockery, we laugh. You know, it's good to make mockery of the Quran. When the Quran is speaking about Allah offering things, did Allah offer those things to object? Do they have hands? All of this about offering. All of this is about offering. But look at this one here. Chapter 33, verse number 72. We offer trust and moral responsibility to who? To the earth and the heaven and the mountains. But they decline to bear it. So yes, your Quran say that those are objects who have a brain and they have hands and arms. Otherwise, how you offer mountains to trust Allah and you decline? Huh? How the mountain decline? How the earth decline? How the sky decline? And the human being accept. Which means the God of Islam, he considered the human being have a brain. The earth, the mountains, the sky, they have a brain and they can talk. And this is why Muhammad, he said, that there is a stone in Mecca, or in the way to Mecca, always say Assalamu alaikum to Muhammad. Is that true? Huh? It's true. And this is authentic. So, if you are making mockery of having hands, the stone is saying Assalamu alaikum to Muhammad. How that happen? Each time Muhammad he walked by, the stone say Assalamu alaikum, O messenger of Allah. And as you see, this is authentic. They can't say this a week. This is very authentic. Look how many times repeated. I recognize the stone in Mecca which used to pay me salutation before my advent as a prophet. I recognize that even now. The stone say Assalamu alaikum. In Arabic it says Yusallim, which means say Assalamu alaikum. The stone. Can he say that this is a weak hadith? Is that a fairy tale story? Huh? A stone. There's only one stone in Mecca. Not the other stone don't talk. There's one stone. Assalamu alaikum wa sallallahu. Oh, stone, how you doing? By the way, how come the rest of the stones are not talking? Oh, the rest are they are in strike. They don't want to talk. You know, they are striking for the rights of a homosexual. So when they make mockery of the sun, yes, this, according to Islam, the sun bow down, and the sun pray to Allah, and the sun even come from between the two horns of shaitan. This is all the teaching of your prophet. You notice right away that because they cannot answer, it's embarrassing, they switch always to mockery. The mockery will make them like they are, like we are strong. You know what I mean? We know what we're talking about. We are firm in knowledge. When somebody he tried to explain and then he make it more horrible, that's very useful for us. Very useful. In fact, if you go to Ibn Kathir, like this, didn't this guy Potato, he mentioned Ibn Kathir? This Potato, didn't he mention Ibn Kathir? Ibn Kathir, he mentioned exactly this story. Let me show you. I will see if Ibn Kathir in English is the same as Ibn Kathir in Arabic. We don't know, because always they eat the Arabic text. I mean the English text. But here it says, let me see first if we can find it in Ibn Kathir in English. 36. And now, are they going to accept Ibn Kathir? They will not. Problem. Ibn Kathir said, look, Ibn Kathir, I don't find what it says in Arabic. It's referred to fixed course of location, which beneath the throne, beyond the earth, in the direction wherever it goes. It is beneath the throne, and it is all the creation, because the throne is the roof of the creation, and it's not as fair as many astronomers claim. Do you see it, guys? Rather, it's a dome supported by legs or pillars. This is Ibn Kathir. Isn't it this Potato? A second ago, he said to us, go to Ibn Kathir. Isn't it? Well, this is Ibn Kathir, and this is the English version. The Arabic is more horrible. So Ibn Kathir is saying to you, it's not like those stupid ones, the scientists, who says the earth is not a flat. They say the earth is like a sphere. It's not. How many times Mimi Hijab in this video, he mentioned the word Ibn Kathir? Hilarious. Imagine if he's debating me. I say, okay, do you accept Ibn Kathir? Do you? The second we showed him this, he would say, I don't accept Ibn Kathir. Shut up. Let me search for the moment he mentioned Ibn Kathir. Give me a second. Ibn Kathir. Kathir, brother. It's Ibn Kathir who explained Islam. It's not Muslims.
I've looked at this hadith in this kind of way. Ibn Qayyim said no, it's for a special time and a special place, and it's not applicable to us. Al-Qurtubi said it can only seem applicable to us if it goes through the experiment.
Hold on. Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Jawziyah, Ibn... how many Ibn would he have? Ibn. He mentioned Ibn Kathir. Hold on. Where he mentioned Ibn Kathir? Here in the same. Let us go back.
Today, inshallah, we're going to be tackling a contention that some of these anti-Islamic apologists have tried to put forth. One that stipulates, or that asserts, we could say, that the Quranic presentation of cosmology is one that says that the sun, it sets into a murky water.
Okay, hold on. I found it. It is in the moment 2 hours and 36. Here you see how much they are selective in everything they say. So Ibn Kathir is good to go when Ibn Kathir fit. When Ibn Kathir make poo-poo, don't take Ibn Kathir, dump him. He's a potato.
And let's be honest, the first argument is a foolish argument. Because science is predicated on methodological naturalism. So what they're doing is a category mistake fallacy. They're using something which is predicated on methodological naturalism to attempt to detect that which is clearly in the realms of the metaphysical, which is in this case the devil. The devil, the jinn, the angels, the heaven, hell, all of those things are seen as metaphysical things which are not meant to be detected or tappable by the scientific enterprise.
How, what are you talking about? So how Muhammad, he said that they eat and they have sex, and the jinn, they rode on him, you stupid. What do you mean not to detect? How the other guy, he saw them? How Ibn Abbas, who was accompanying Muhammad, he detected them and he saw them, that they are black and tall and their penises is half meter. Do you see how stupid you are? If nobody can detect them, nobody can see them. So how they were able to see them? Isn't it as Zod supposedly are a genie and they are black and they are tall and naked and they were riding your prophet all night long?
The 5 senses. And thus the first part of their argument is actually shame on them really for having this limited knowledge on this kind of thing, and entering an arena of polemics with this limited knowledge and embarrassing themselves and everybody else. But even more embarrassing is the fact that they're making this supplementary argument now that, well, the Prophet Muhammad must have been confusing between the meteors and the celestial spheres, the moon, the sun, the stars, all those things, all of them are in one category for the Prophet, and therefore he couldn't distinguish between a small rock-sized meteor and a huge star. And obviously it's a foolish understanding. Actually, it's a foolish understanding of the verse itself, because chapter 65 verse 5, according to Ibn Kathir, he says, Ibn Kathir, who's a medieval scholar and exegete of the Quran, one of the most prolific actually, he says it's not the misbah itself, it's not the star itself. And yes, he believes it is a star. The masabih are referring to a star, even though the word masabih is not synonymous with the word stars, because masabih means luminaries, things which illuminate in the sky, which could be anything. Anything which illuminates.
It could be anything. It can be Christmas tree light, you know. But notice here, he take what Ibn Kathir he say for granted, And this is Ibn Kathir. And this is how the Muslims understood the Quran many, many centuries after Muhammad. Do you see it? It's in front of you. Do we have any Muslim who would like to join us in Discord? So do you see how stupid they try to explain, they try to refute, but the more they talk, the more they make poo-poo.
But advanced things that modern science was able to disprove this understanding. But to be honest, this was not the correct understanding in the first place. The Quran affirms that stars and trees both prostrate to Allah Ta'ala after all. Surely the Arabs didn't observe trees growing arms and legs in order to prostrate, which means that the Arabs held the...
See how they try to redirect the topic. The question is, do the sun goes every day? And the sun set in a murky water. And as long as you agree that this hadith is correct, and this hadith is authentic about the sun set in a murky water, then you agree that Muhammad is a liar. You know? And we have tons of reference, and all of them, they are authentic. That yes, the throne of Allah is above the water. As you see this al-Bukhari. And we have authentic hadith of your prophet saluting and stones talking to him. Literally. They say nothing but Assalamu alaikum. And we know that Muhammad, he said, that the black stone in the day of judgment is going to have eyes and mouth, and is going to witness to people. Is Muhammad lying? According to Umar, yes, he is lying. Because Umar, he said, this stone, I know that you are useless, you harm no one, and you do no good. Do we have any Muslim? Which water is the Persian Gulf? You know, the funny is, the Muslim, when they speak about interpretation, why they don't take, why they choose certain interpretation? Like now Ibn Kathir, do they accept Ibn Kathir? They accept him only when he, like his talk fit to today. Anything else, they don't accept. So they are very selective because they are hypocrite. Either Ibn Kathir, he knew what he's talking about, or he don't. So when we say to them, okay, do you accept this chapter? Who is your best, the one who to give interpretation? They will go check first and see, they read them all. And then the one who give interpretation, which is not going to be embarrassing, they say, we accept it. We accept it. You know, no problem. But if the interpretation, it is embarrassing, so we don't accept it. And what about Muhammad? You don't accept what Muhammad is saying? Suddenly, you do not accept what Muhammad is saying. Muhammad is like thrown in the garbage. They say to you, what this guy say, what this guy. What about Muhammad? What about the Quran saying? No, we don't accept Muhammad. Who need Muhammad? All these stories in the Quran in front of you, it's just a joke. One after one, every verse of them. Which one? This is a book of God? Do we have any Muslim? Don't mention to us those people who explain the Quran when they say stupid things. Please go and read this interpretation when those interpretation make sense to them. They are hypocrite. And as you see, all the interpretation. This is Ibn Abbas, the one Muhammad, this is the cousin of Muhammad. He witnessed Muhammad. Muhammad, he prayed to Allah to be the scholar of Islam. Did he fail? Until he reached the sitting place of the sun, where the sun set, he found it setting in a hot spring. blackened, muddy, stinking spring. It's also said this is mean it's a hot spring, and found people thereabout. These people were disbelievers. We said Dzulkarnain, we inspired him, either punish or kill them. There's a third option. And he did not do neither. He did not punish them or kill them. Look how stupid this Quran. Until they accept to believe that there is no deity except Allah. And what Ibn Kathir saying that there in Arabic, let us see. Ibn Kathir, he is quoting the hadith we mentioned in the video, where Muhammad is said to Abu Dharr, do you know where the sun goes? Do you know where the sun goes? I said, Allah and His Messenger knows best. He says, it goes and prostrate beneath the throne. The important is, even if we say it's a metaphorical prostrate, but the sun is going every day, and he's explaining where the sun disappears every day. He did not say something except it goes, i.e. travel. And this is what is meant in the Quran, that the sun ran to a fixed course. He said, its fixed course is beneath the throne. This is referred to when the sun appointed time comes to an end, which will be in the day of resurrection, when the fixed course will be abolished. So the sun have a course every day. Come from the east, go into the west. And then Allah will give the sun permission. The sun will ask Allah for permission. So is that metaphorical? If it's metaphorical, that will be stupid then. Because there's no point to say it's asking for permission if it is just a course and He designed it this way. So what's the point of permission? So we'll do that every day. Until one day, it will come to the end of the time. The sun will not be permitted to go in its fixed course, is going to be commanded to go back where it's coming from. It has appointed time. Till is not going to go beyond that. It was also said, it's mean. It keep moving in its summer orbit. And here we have other stupid thing in the Quran. The Quran says that there is 2 east and 2 west. When we know that that's not true, like my keyboard is switched to English, We type and then you find yourself typing in English. Oops. Allah is the Lord of the 2 east and the 2 west. The Muslim, to fix it, they add those things. Places of the sunrise during the early summer and the early winter. Places where the sun set during the early summer and the early winter. But this is not in the Quran says He is the Lord of the 2 east and the 2 west. Why? Because they believe that there is 2 west and 2 east. This book is really so stupid everywhere you go. And where the sun rise from? The sun rise from between the 2 horns of Shaitan. Why Muhammad is saying that? Because those people who, in his time, they believe that the sun is an evil, the God of the sun is evil. He is the one who burned them, he is the one who killed them, he is the one who make their water disappear, their grass die, their animal die from heat. But the moon god is nice. It's the time where you can go outside, sit, and enjoy you looking at the stars. You know, especially at that time, there's no, there's no electricity. So you can sit in this desert, you can see all the stars. So the view will be nice. So Muhammad, he made it clear. He forbid the Muslims even to start praying in a certain time. Why? There's a certain time, if you pray, it's not accepted. This is when the sun rises at that time from between the two horns of Shaitan. So when the sun became yellow, that is the sun location now is between the two horns of Satan. All those stories proving to us that Muhammad is an idiot, Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us? Anyone? Who would like to join us before the sun set under the throne of Allah? Anyone? Any Muslim? No? Look like we are out of customers. You know what we would do. All right. Do we have any Muhammadan? Mayday. So when the Muslims, they try to defend their religion, they always fail because we have overwhelming evidence that the Quran is really wicked and stupid. You do not need to be a genius. Jizya for CP, that's a good one. Jizya for CP. All right, my friend, thank you. God bless you. Do we have any Muslim? Anyone? No, Abdul? No, we want Muslims to join us. We have tons of evidence. Like when this guy, Mimi Hijab, trying to fix it, he make it blind. I mean, it's obvious, it's stupid. Like here when he say, does this, what happened? No match? What no match? What happened to the video?
And exegete.
Hold on. No match. And yeah, you know, speaking about the topic when he mentioned that the earth in the top of the whale, how many tafsir it says yes, the earth is in the top of the whale? How come he did not quote them? So they quote only the one which is sweet them. Let me show you. Amazing, brother. Amazing. The Quran is the book of miracles. Go and read my books and laugh. Go and read. All right. Why he will not read for us his Islamic scholars' interpretation for the earth in the top of a whale?
Inshallah, we're going to be talking about one of the most specious claims that has come out of this science error narrative, which is this claim that there's a hadith of the Prophet which supposedly says that the earth is on the back of a whale.
Let us see if this is true or fabrication. Read with me and love. This is Tafsir al-Suyuti, volume number 14, page number 564. Right away we'll see the following story. All right? Why he will not read? Isn't those all your scholars?
Ibn al-Mundir narrated from Ibn Jurayj concerning the verse, "He created 7 heavens and the earth like them," that he said, "It has reached me that the width of each heaven is a journey of 500 years, and the width of each earth is a journey of 500 years, and that the distance between each 2 earths is a journey of 500 years. I was also informed that the wind is between the 2nd and 3rd earths, and the 7th earth is above the dust. And its name is Takum, and the souls of the disbelievers are there, and they have a longing there today. When the day of resurrection comes, it will cast them into Barhit. And the souls of the Muslims will gather at Al-Jabiah. The dust is above the rock, which God mentioned, in a rock Luqman 16. The rock is green and adorned, and the rock is on the bull. And the bull has 2 horns and 3 legs. It will swallow all the water of the earth on the day of resurrection. The bull is on the whale, and the whale's tail is at its head.
Oh boy.
Circular beneath the lowest earth, page 565, and its 2 ends are connected beneath the throne. It is said that the lowest earth is supported between the bull's horns. And it is also said that it is on its back, and its name is Bahamut. They narrate that the inhabitants of paradise will descend there and be satisfied with the excess of the whale's liver and the bull's head.
See what the Muslim believe? Do you see what the Muslim believe? So this guy, he give you speeches, but he will not read what his book's saying. This is their Islamic scholar. This is their official Islamic websites. And those are the biggest scholars of Islam. Would you read this for us? No. All of this is just stupid. Look at this one here.
It was narrated that Abdullah ibn Salam asked the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, upon what does the whale rest? He replied, upon black water, and the whale takes from it only as much as one of your whales takes from one of these seas.
Oh.
It was also narrated that Iblis, Satan, infiltrated the whale and magnified its ego, saying, there is no creature greater or more powerful than you. The whale felt this pride within itself and began to move, and from its movement comes the earthquake. Then God sent a small fish and placed it in its ear. Whenever the whale tries to move, the fish in its ear moves, and the whale becomes still.
Why Mimi Hijab don't read for us this tafsir? He doesn't see it? Huh? The earthquake happened because the whale moved, and then Allah, He put a small fish in the ear of the whale. Hey Muslim, did you hear it? So if the whale move, Allah punish him, said don't move. The small fish in his ear would hurt him, so he stopped moving. That makes sense, right? Why you don't read you say to the people, read tafsir.